It's been a while since I've delved into the world of Blade and Sorcery. Don't worry, I hear you guys loud and clear. So to celebrate me coming back to this game, I'm going to do a challenge that has been recommended to me for a long time now. Can you beat Blade and Sorcery's hardest dungeon with only a skinning knife? Let's have a quick look at the skinning knife. You may have noticed it's one of the 2 weapons in the dagger section in the book. I did the dagger only challenge ages ago, but this skinning knife is quite different. More than I thought. First of all, it's much smaller both in length and width, so for some of you it might feel right at home, but I usually like carrying a bit more heft. It also has no guard or protection at all, so the only real way to not take damage is to either physically dodge attacks or parry them. Parry them. With this thing. No thanks. So anyway, let's start this challenge. I set the dungeon to the highest length and difficulty and load in. In this starting area, I want to test the waters to see how hard this challenge is going to be. First enemy I see, I sprint straight towards them and plunge my knife into her head. Wait, what the fuck? Where did my knife go? Damn it, okay. Time to do the old tactical reset. I lie in wait like an apex predator. I sneak up, ready to make my attack, and take this man out in one solid stab. I throw his body off the edge, hiding the evidence. Oh shit, that's a lot of bones he just broke. Jesus. My cover got blown, so I just stabbed the shit out of everyone. I think my main strategy is going to be stealth. I'm not very good in fights with this thing, especially when there's multiple enemies, so getting the element of surprise and taking out a couple people before others catch on is my best bet for survival. I go further into the dungeon, and this lady was just chilling there. I grab her and stab her in the face, and the best she could come out with is this.
Stop.
I wish I had that much composure. I go down a hallway and this lady tells me to eat dirt. Pretty rude, so I killed her and threw her down a shaft along with a friend. This knife makes me feel like I'm using a prison shank, and much like prison, when things get rough, the guards bring out the batons. I'm not quite sure why I died here, but I did. Next attempt went much more smoothly. I basically went John Wick on these guys and performed a 90s slasher film on the last guy. I perform a sick jump and head further into the dungeon. It's been way too long since I've said that. In this little hallway, I do the messiest takedown ever recorded in mankind's history. Afterwards, I go a little too crazy on this person and I steal their cheese, but oh well, that's just business, baby. Then I tried to avoid fighting here by climbing the ladder, but they saw me, and then I think I stabbed this one so hard I broke her neck. Damn. The rest go down as per usual. This knife is purely made for stabbing. The biggest threat this thing poses when you slice is giving the person tetanus. I go down this cool little hole with mushrooms and end up in some hay at the bottom. I fucked these guys up very quickly. They didn't even get the chance to land a hit on me. But in this area I noticed something. Chicken coops. I searched for a companion to guide me through this dungeon, but there were none to be found. I'm forced to move on with a heavy heart, but I will avenge Clarence one day. I take this guy out quicker than he could say, "Oh no, don't do that," and then I move on to the next room where I leave no signs of life. This knife is brutal, man. Using it does something to me that turns me into a psycho. I don't know what it is. This next big area has a few enemies at different heights. I let this guy experience all of the heights before hovering down like a magical Iron Man and destroying these sorry sons of bitches. I perform a pacifying maneuver on this guy before stabbing his face, then walk out into a big outdoor area with a zip line that takes me straight down to a bunch of enemies ready to pierce my flesh suit with pointy sticks. First course of action, take out the archer. After that, they all come after me one by one and honestly made it pretty easy for me. This one decided it would be best to end herself by deploying a tactical reset. That was probably for the best. Okay, now be sneaky. I'm silent like a wolf. Oh god damn it. The whole covering their mouth to be quiet thing doesn't really work a lot of the time in this game. Case in point here as well. Now, you may have noticed me taking random swigs out of healing potions. In this run, my max health must have been reduced by a mod, either that or because I wasn't wearing armor of any kind. It's why I died in that other run, I just can't take many hits before dying. But, oh well, all part of the challenge. In this wide farm area, I pretty much stealth take down everyone. No one knew I was there except for the last guy, but it was too late for him at that point. I decide whether or not to take this cheese, because I didn't need it to heal at that point, but come on, it's cheese. Plus, my healing potion was starting to run low, so I did need something to heal me in the future. I just ended up eating it for the incredible mental stability that cheese gives me, and I move on to the next room. It doesn't really show it in the recording, but I was starting to have some performance issues randomly for the rest of the run. It would run fine, then randomly play a slideshow of the game and have super low quality for a few seconds, and then be fine again. Not sure what caused it, but oh well. Once I reached this little cave hole, I took care of the enemies pretty quick. That wasn't an issue. What was an issue was the fact that my health was dead on 0. I'm not sure why, because I hadn't taken that much damage, and when I healed it didn't go up. So I think it's just a visual glitch not showing my health, but that's a problem because I already don't need to take many hits before I die, so not knowing where I'm at makes it really difficult to know when to take risks. So for the rest of the run, I didn't take risks. I go down this rope and form a gravity bubble which let me take everyone out without taking any hits. It was pretty tense though, because at this point I didn't know if I was one hit away from dying or not. After getting out of that stressful situation, I see something. A sweet roll, hanging out all by itself on someone's waist. I didn't waste any time. I run straight forward and gobbled that shit down so fast I could throw it back up and it would be fine to eat again. I actually did that to macaroni and cheese as a kid once. I didn't chew that shit and it came out of my mouth the same way it did out of the microwave. I can't control myself around Easy Mac. Now it's time for the final wave area. You know what I said before about not taking risks? That applies here too. I still can't see my health, and considering I just took a bunch of hits getting that sweet roll, my odds aren't looking good if I get into a big fight now. So I do what I've done for a lot of this run. I snuck. I basically beelined it straight for the exit before the gates came down. I know a lot of you would think it's cheating not doing the final big fight, but I don't care, it's my video. I sprint down the last few rooms until I see it. My ship home. Beautiful, isn't it? Hey, if you want to watch some other challenge videos, why don't you check out this one where I beat Fallout New Vegas as the Ghoul, or this one where I try to beat Blatant Sorcery with only a bow. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Huge thanks to my insane person tier supporters, Waluigi and TTG Logan 47. I'm honestly in shock that another person decided to join that tier. Logan, you're a madman, but I appreciate you both so much. Huge thanks to my Challenger and Speedrunner tier members who are on screen now. All of you make this stream possible. And most importantly, have a wonderful day.